525,600 ingredients. 525,000 things we don't have. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure holiday cheer? Welcome to Broadway Bites, where the two of us love musicals and one of us can cook and neither of us can sing, so we're obviously the most qualified people for this kind of show.
We're doing the musical Rent today because it takes place mainly over the week between Christmas and New Year's. And we today are going to make a budget-friendly Christmas meal. We've all been students, we've all been jobless at one time or another. We've all questioned our ability to pay rent or mortgage or utilities or buy food. Yesterday we went shopping. We spent $15.36 on all the things we need to make this Christmas meal. We're making a meal tonight and eating it. There are other ways that we could make this actually cheaper per serving if you were to buy a 5-pound bag of onions. But
yeah, when we priced it out.
When we price it out, you can buy a huge bag of potatoes, huge bag of onions, but some people don't have places to store those. So this is based on we need food tonight. We're going to actually start with dessert because it has to go in the oven and it's going to cook the longest.
Okay.
We're going to make an apple crisp. I bought 3 Cortland apples, which are the best for cooking, and they're sweet, so you don't have to add as much sugar, which means you don't need as many other ingredients.
How we gonna pay last year's rent? So I tried to mark it up a bit.
Market. He's so funny.
With the scarf, but this is actually a Ravenclaw scarf because that's the closest thing I had. This is legit an 80s, my mom's 80s flannel. So,
yay!
Vintage. Rent is a musical that was done in the 90s, debuted on Broadway in 96 by Jonathan Larson. He did the music, the book, the lyrics for it. The summary of the whole thing is that it's about a group of artists living in New York City. No, sorry, December
24th,
1989, 9 p.m.
something p.m.
9 p.m. From here on out, I shoot without a script. To December 31st, 1990. And their lives within a year. Lots of poignant topics relating to HIV and AIDS at that time. Drug use, poverty, corruption, and such happening. So very topical and serious issues of the time. But he said he wanted to bring musical theater to the MTV generation. So it was basically like, we're gonna make a punk rock opera musical, which hadn't really been done before.
Yeah, which now you're like, okay,
but I mean,
done. But at the time,
rock musicals have been done because you had Jesus Christ Superstar and Hair.
Yeah, but they were also they weren't like teenagers.
Because at this point we didn't have like Spring Awakening and Next to Normal, and punk was a current movement happening then. It debuted, or was meant to debut, January 25th, 1996, I believe, and on the 24th they were doing their final dress rehearsal, and Jonathan Larson did an interview with the New York Times that evening, and it would end up being his only interview because, unfortunately and very unexpectedly, that night he passed away. We were supposed to open on the 25th, and they canceled their preview and decided to do a sing-through of the musical to family and friends. Then throughout 96 it became a huge hit. That is the
all the heavy stuff.
Summary of the heavy stuff. Erin has been cutting up apples.
I found this cane sugar at the dollar store for $1. You can also go to like a coffee shop or food court and just take all their little sugar packets and dump about 4 of them in here. And water. There may come a time, like say Christmas, when your water gets shut off.
Yes.
So go to a neighbor with
make friends.
A measuring cup.
Going to our neighbor the laundry room. But this is how you meet your neighbors in an apartment building sometimes. That's what you gotta do.
This is going in the oven. The oven's at 350 and we'll keep it in there for a time.
Cool.
And
while
then
we do the rest.
Crisp in oven. Next, we are going to make stuffing, which is usually like a bunch of veggies and bread and all kinds of stuff, but we are super dumbing that down. We've got stale bread.
Gluten-free stale bread, so
bit. We're crumbling up. You
Okay.
can
I
crumble up.
I'll crumble you.
Instead of buying onions, I bought a tiny bag of shallots because a tiny bag of shallots was almost the same price as a gigantic Spanish onion, and the problem is when you cut open a Spanish onion and don't use the whole thing, you have to put it somewhere. This is just kind of, we're coating it in butter and then we're going to bake it so it's crispy, but when we bake it, we're going to bake it at the same time as the turkey. Turkey is expensive. We got turkey lunch meat because it was $5 in a club pack, but when you smoosh a stack of it together, it looks like a turkey breast.
Because usually it would span this out over like a week, but it's Christmas, so splurge a little bit.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself
So
as
we're gonna-
affordably as you can.
As affordably, don't
Treat
that.
yourself as much as you affordably can handle in a comfortable way. Reasonably. Treat yourself.
We're just taking a stack of this because it looks like a whole turkey breast, and we're just putting that there. And then we're gonna put the stuffing on the pan beside it.
We have our turkey and our stuffing.
We went to a restaurant and took all of their salt and peppers, so...
Some of there.
So, some, not all.
Oh, look at that. So fancy.
That looks dressing our turkey with pepper. Your turkey, your stuffing, your apple crisp are in the oven all together because it's cooking at the same time and therefore sort of saving energy if you
The oven's broken.
have electricity.
Also,
my oven's broken.
if you if your heat gets turned off and you have an oven like ours, it provides heat because it's broken and the heat just kind of leaks out into the room. We don't have the heat on right now and it's warm
It's hot
because our oven is
I mean,
bad.
everything else is veggies, so we're gonna drink break.
Cool.
Drink break on a budget. In the musical, in La Vie Boheme, they make reference
La Vie
to
Boheme.
local wine and craft beer.
Who died? Arakita. Avita.
Both of those things cost
A lot of money.
which, like, you can get a $10 bottle of wine, which is fine, but we're trying to be even more budget friendly than that.
You make fun, but I'm the one attempting to do some good.
So we bought some white grape juice for $1.33.
Or do you really want a neighborhood where people piss on your stoop every night?
And we're gonna make it and then find whatever random liquor you have lying around and white wine.
Bohemia, Bohemia, the fallacies in your hand.
Then we're gonna go borrow water from your neighbor again.
Stop!
Speak.
In that little town of Bethlehem, we raise our glass. You bet your ass to La Vie Boheme.
Water from neighbor filled juice can with white grape juice.
La Vie Boheme.
La Vie Boheme. Wine glasses or any
Mugs.
sort of cup receptacle.
It just looks like water.
It just looks like water.
2 days of inspiration, playing hooky, making something out of nothing. The need to express, to communicate.
This is actually pretty good.
Ooh, it tastes like candy!
Yeah.
To going against the grain, going insane, going mad. Yep, and then I lose it.
This $1.30 water-looking substance is white, very sweet white grape juice, and then you stick some
Cardi.
stuff in it, and it's wine.
That actually is...
We have
It
wine.
tastes like candy.
candy wine.
Why drink wine when you can have this?
Way cheaper.
This is going better than we planned.
Yay! This is exciting.
Tastes the same if you close your eyes. And 13 orders of fries is heaven here, wine and beer. 2 handcrafted beers made in local breweries. To yoga and yogurt and raisin beans and cheese. See, there's ingredients.
There's ingredients. We could have done all of that. All right.
Let's go. Out tonight. I wanna go out tonight.
What's happening? All right, we're going to make a topping for our crisp. An apple crumble crisp thing is like oats and flour and sugar and butter, but buying all those things was adding up and expensive. So if you already have those things in your cupboard, awesome. If not, another thing that's crunchy and crumbly is potato chips. Not even joking. We're gonna mix potato chips with butter and brown sugar, and we're gonna use this for our crumble topping. And you have hors d'oeuvres now. Oh, we're gonna put some butter and more of that dollar store brown sugar that we bought. We're gonna do this, and then we're gonna crumble up chips in here to create the body.
Chips.
Crumble. Into the crumble.
This is weird.
Yes, it's weird.
Very weird. The tango. Maureen. More chips?
More chips. Lots more chips. Lots of chips.
It's sweet and salty, guys. It's cool. Stabbing my hands.
They're sharp. Pestle. Mortar and pestle.
Who needs that when you have hands?
You have hands.
All these like fancy kitchen things they try and sell you at Christmas and infomercials that are really like, ooh, I didn't know I needed one of these up until now, because you don't, but you think you do, but you have hands.
This is actually quite the texture of apple crumble. I'm quite impressed right now. More chips.
Why is this going so well? Hand twister is milking udders. Moo. All you have to do is jump over the moon. I can't quote that song.
No, I know. It's so all over the place.
Over the Moon is one of those songs when we first watched the movie, which our first time seeing Rent. I remember in the movie, I'm just like, this is a really weird part. But then when I went and saw it live, I appreciated that song so much more. It is so much better live because you have the audience live reactions and she ad-libs and improvs and such. So seeing that song done live, it became one of my favorites. But you can't sing that song because it's half spoken word.
Yeah, and I don't know any of it.
Except for the all you have to do is jump over the moon. And then everyone moo with me. And they make the audience moo. So I have a new appreciation for that song.
Okay, this is actually like this. It's a crumbly, buttery batter, which don't waste food. Put it back in the bowl.
Or your face.
We don't have water, so how do hands?
Go to your friendly neighbor.
Go to your friendly neighbor and borrow their water again.
You're gonna make best friends with your next door neighbor who has running water.
Okay, topping's gonna go on the apple crisp and dumped down on top.
I'll cover you. It looks right.
It's an apple crisp, guys. Look at the texture. Look at the texture. It looks like an apple crisp.
Those are chips, but they look like oats.
Oats, what's happening under here?
Whoa! It's turning into pretty.
It's turning into pretty. We didn't mean to do that either. Okay. Vegetables. We're going to open potatoes. Potatoes leak because that's what cans do. The same pot that we cooked the stuffing in to cook the potatoes because pre-seasoned.
Cream corn. Blar.
Put it to one side, put it to one side. We have more to fit in the pan.
One side. Glory before the heat takes hold. One side for the corn. One side. Find one side. Oven takes hold. Glory.
Alright, all our veggies in one pan. Turn it on, let it cook.
Merry Christmas, bitches!
That's on. These are boiling.
Drink wine and beer. I don't even know if I talked about the characters. So there's Mark. Mark is a broke filmmaker doing the documentary. Roger is his roommate who is a punk rock guy. Mimi is a dancer at the Kit Kat Club, I think?
Cat Scratch Club.
Cat Scratch Club, thank you.
Kit Kat Club is cabaret.
It's cabaret. Different musical.
Not this episode.
Equally heavy. Maureen, who is Mark's ex-girlfriend, who is a performer and protesting the development that they want to have, that Benny,
ex-roommate turned corporate.
And then Maureen is protesting the development he wants to do in their apartment building. Then her girlfriend is Joanne. Joanne is a lawyer.
If you're keeping track, Mark's ex-girlfriend is Maureen, who is now dating
Joanne Collins, who is a computer tech guy who's in and out of jobs, MIT professor. Angel, a street drummer, and then takes Collins in after he gets beat up. Angel is just overall awesome. I always think of the couples in La Vie Boheme and Mark.
Everyone's
And
making
Mark.
out, and then
Mark, I'm dancing by myself because I'm great and I don't need a girlfriend.
oh noes.
Oh, no.
I'm interrupting this to take burning things out of
Oh, things are burning. Oh my.
Okay, so our little stack of turkey that we did, because it's in layers, it turned into like little flowers.
That's adorable. Letting all the heat into the room. There's a lot of parts in the musical that are autobiographical for Jonathan Larson. Living situation that Mark and Roger are in are inspired from Larson's early life in New York City. One of the interesting ones as well is the life support meetings that Mark sits in on with Angel and Collins are actually inspired by real Friends in Deeds meetings, like grief support groups that many people went to during the AIDS crisis. Friends in Deeds meetings that Jonathan Larson would go to. The whole Will I Lose My Dignity section was inspired by that. The names of the people in the meeting in the musical are all names of people Jonathan Larson knew who did die of AIDS. So they were real people that he knew. So that's some of the autobiographical parts of the play. In contrast to that, a lot of the rest of the play is inspired by Puccini's opera La Bohème. A lot of the plot points are brought from it. A lot of the character profiles, although mixed up in the play, come from that one. And a lot of the names for the characters, like Mimi and them, are inspired or directly from La Bohème as well. And La Bohème debuted in 1896, and this debuted in 1996, so it was 100 years on its centennial that.
That's cool.
Isn't that cool?
Now you know.
Now you know.
Food is ready. To top it all off, we have cranberry sauce, and I like warm cranberry sauce. Does one warm up cranberry sauce? I don't know. Okay, I know there's like this huge debate, mostly in the US.
That was a great sound.
About jelly cranberry sauce versus saucy cranberry sauce. I don't like the jelly cranberry sauce, which I know may seem blasphemous to
Some.
many of you, but we're gonna heat this up so we have nice warm cranberry sauce. We're gonna take our chicken breast. Our weirdly fancy, it turned itself into a Pinterest thing by accident. This stuffing is very toasted, I apologize. They're croutons.
They're croutons, is what they've turned into.
This is like better than I thought this was gonna be.
Christmas meal. Look at that. Nom nom. You could like serve this in a restaurant. Open up a restaurant in Santa Fe.
Cranberry sauce on our turkey. We made a dinner,
I
guys.
Instagram that.
Look! So we spent $15. We didn't use all the ingredients. You still have some shallots left over. You have chips left over. You have juice left over unless you drink it all. You have brown sugar left over unless you took sugar packets, in which case they're free anyways. Steak! You have cranberry sauce left over. You have corn and peas left over. So after 2 servings, you can have more. You can do some the next day with your stale bread. And we have dessert in the oven. And you don't
You could
to
have
a
your
whole
very
turkey breast.
kind neighbor who has been giving you water this
all day.
entire time to come invite them to the dinner that you've
Yeah.
made with the water that they had.
And the turkey, we just used like a wad of turkey because it looked like a turkey breast, but you could cut this in half and you could easily have 3 or 4 people eating this meal, which would cut the cost of the meal down even further. I'm super impressed right now. You're not wine, which is almost better than wine.
Open up a restaurant in Santa Fe.
Yeah.
Dang!
Also, none of the stuff I got was on sale. If you have coupons or hit sales, you can get stuff even cheaper.
That turkey's good. Hot!
Hot.
Hot!
Oh my god, the onions are so good.
While we sit here and enjoy our actually really good Christmas dinner, this is a coincidence by accident. I didn't realize it till halfway through filming this. The day we're filming this is World AIDS Day.
Ah!
Today's World AIDS Day.
That's cool.
Yeah, we were getting water from our neighbor. We're filming this on December 1st, which is World AIDS Day. So raising awareness
Cool.
about
Cheers.
HIV/AIDS is weirdly, amazingly appropriate. In 2016, we are in a better place in terms of healthcare, for the most part, in the Western world in talking about AIDS and HIV more openly and having healthcare for it. So I will actually probably leave some links in the description for resources. Probably be Canadian related links, so if you're watching from somewhere else and know some resources, comment with them. Luckily it's not the crisis it was that they were facing the time that the musical takes place, and that was a commentary that Larson was making in the mid-90s, and there's still a lot of more work to do. So, this musical's 20 years old? 20 years old this year. It's the 20th anniversary this year. Still touring around. It's still doing extremely well. It's still totally relevant. America. When you're living in America,
on the edge of the millennium.
Everything still sucks.
We're on the other edge of the millennium. Fun!
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
We'll also put resources to local food banks.
Because all of the stuff that we made food with today, save for the turkey, is all stuff that you can donate in a bag. You can bag it, you can donate separate cans.
Different food banks have different policies, but if you read up on like your local one.
Everything else that we use today is all stuff that you can put or would be handed out through food banks.
Food banks really can use help at the holiday season when it's cold outside and people are coming in, but also all year round. I know that's something that they deal with like in the summertime. People aren't thinking the giving season and the holidays and such, but they still need food.
Still need to eat in the summertime.
Yeah. Try and think of this as something to keep in mind all year, because this is amazing what we actually were able to come up with.
Oh my god, guys, look!
Everything is turning out better than we expected.
Whoa! Look at it browned up. It looks like a real apple crisp. I'm so happy right now. Ooh.
So it looks like crisp.
It looks like crisp. It's crispy like crisp.
Smells like crisp.
Smells like crisp. Dang, yo. I'm a genius.
It tastes like crisp.
Wow.
It's fine. It tastes exactly like crisp. The potato chips are crunchy, but they don't... Yo,
but an oat crust.
cake or cranberry sauce. Now you have a cinnamon cranberry apple crisp.
It's so pretty.
This just keeps getting better. Hot. This is better than most dinners we make on a nightly basis.
This is the exact texture of apple crisp. I can't get over how good this is. Because it doesn't taste like potato chips. It's not like, oh, that's nice, you use potato chips. Because the cinnamon and the sugar, it's the same texture as cooked oats.
Well, that was great. Rent, man. Inspired. I'm trying to think what made me get into Rent originally, but
I was never into Rent, and I feel like a blasphemous Broadway person because I watched the movie years ago and went, this is dumb and boring. And then we watched it 2 days ago, my second time watching it, and I'm like, I love this musical!
I think what really got me into it was one of my musical theater years, dance in high school. We did Seasons of Love as our number, and Seasons of Love is like the defying gravity of it. Like, everyone knows it even if you don't know the musical. So I was like, oh yeah, I know Seasons of Love. And then we were talking about it, and we didn't delve into much of the storyline in it, but I remember like part of it was go home and watch the movie that just came out. Like, it was the same year or the year after. But we did Seasons of Love, and like, to this day, it's one of my favorite pieces we ever did, and we took it to competitions, and all the judges were like, and now I'm crying!
Special awards, yeah.
And we got special awards for it. It was the fact that we were tackling it with a bit of maturity. Still makes me so proud to be part of that little thing. It was so cute. And the year after we did Legally Blonde. Super interesting, complex, and then Sorority Girls. And when I saw it live, that was when I was like, Rent, guys!
Yeah.
Like,
No,
oh my gosh.
seen
And I
it
saw it with Adam Pascal as Roger. I get it so much more now, and I see why it's such a big, poignant part of musical theater history.
Rent.
And really good food, so...
Oh my god, guys.
Man.
That was awesome.
Happy holidays!
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa.
Spend it with people you love and or your friendly neighbor, because sometimes
your water goes off and you need to use theirs.
Yep. And try and survive the holiday season without breaking a budget, because I know that's hard sometimes. This type of thing and making friends with your friendly neighbor is sometimes more important than going out and buying a big fancy dinner and spending money. So, sweet note. And on that note, and scene. So listen to your travels right here in River City. spaceship, poopy Chicago. Omelet. Yeah.
Okay.
Emotion,
We're done.
devotion,
Time to
to
go
causing a
Time to go
commotion,
home.
creation, vacation, mutual masturbation.
I rock it. I should be in this musical.